Cheers. Hey everyone, I'm Sally Taylor. Kurt McAdams right here, the master griller. I've always wanted to do this. I always wanted to cook with Kurt at home.
I've tried to get you out here, but we can't get Jim or anybody to come out with you, so we're just doing it on our own.
I love this idea. We're just gonna have a beer because those of you who know me, I drink beer, and
I'm having some bourbon.
of course he's having bourbon. And we're just gonna have fun and cook. And it's Memorial Day weekend. I saw on Facebook that you posted that you went to Dorothy Lane because it is
Lobster Mania.
Lobster Mania. You know what I did? I got in the car and I went and got a lobster as well because for you,
they owe me commission.
I know. This is your holiday with the lobster.
You know, they've been doing it, I don't know how many years, but we've been going maybe 10 years now. I've been the first in line before in Springboro just for fun. I even have some lobster shorts that are bordered with lobsters.
Yeah.
And Phyllis has pants and a shirt, and we just have a lot of fun with it. But even with the COVID, it's been a little different, but they're still lobsters. And they bring them in, they're really fresh. Everything that the two captains caught on Thursday go on a plane and they bring them to Dayton directly, and it's just fun.
Now you could get live, or you could get already cooked lobster. You did
Right.
both.
We did a few cooked because we wanted to do lobster roll right away. But then we get most of them live because I grill a bunch of them, and they're really easy to cook too.
And I said to him when I saw this, I said, "All right, Kurt, let's do a cooking segment.
Yeah.
We've always wanted to do it, and teach all of us what to do with our lobster."
And we have more time than on the show. You know, we're just having fun and relaxing this way.
All right,
And you can have a beer.
And you can have a beer. What a deal. Let's get started. What do
All
you
right.
say?
So the first thing we're going to do
Yeah.
is kill one.
Which this grill is amazing, by the way.
Yeah, that's an Art of Flame grill made in Cincinnati. The owners, Mikhail and Jennifer, are just so nice.
All right, what do we have? 2 live lobsters.
Well, this one I've already cooked. We're going to show how to divvy him up later.
Okay.
But so this guy is moving and all fat and happy right now. That's going to change real quick. So I think Bobby Flay was the first chef I ever saw on TV that did this. You get a really good, sharp chef's knife. It needs to be sharp and it needs to be strong. This isn't going to be a paring knife you use. All right? And so if you look in here, he doesn't like that. There's a crease in his shell, right where his skull goes in. I'm going to put the knife, there's even a line right down the middle. His eyes are following me. And I'm going to poke through quick and cut right through his skull, basically, in his brain. And he's dead. And it's humane, he's done, he didn't really feel anything. Notice he didn't even move around when I did it. And then, turn him around, stretch him out. Now he's going to keep moving, it's just nerves. He's not feeling a thing at this point. And I just take this knife, which is, again, a good, strong knife, and I'm cutting him right down the middle. And this is what I do to grill him, by the way. And when I do them inside, I just steam them whole. And he's in 2 parts now.
You make it look easy.
It actually is. But if you need a good, sharp, strong knife. So from there, you just take the halves, and we're going to put them right on the grill. The idea is we want that meat to brown a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're going to flip it over, and we're going to put this compound butter on.
What's the advantage of a live lobster versus one that they steam?
Well, if you're going to cook them this way, they're as fresh as they can be, right? Even if they steam them, it's going to start getting, it's not bad, but the fresher it is, the better.
Better, exactly.
Now, when I do this on the grill, it's going to be hotter towards the fire, so I'm actually going to put these claws towards the fire, because they take a little bit longer to cook. And these are going well. I actually put them over the fire a little bit. It's just a nice little addition. We've steamed the lobster. It's already cooked. I just took the legs and they twist right off when they're like that. Don't take the rubber bands off until they've been steamed or you done what I did to the other one.
Right.
Because that'll be bad.
Right.
They may take the knife from you and come at you.
That would be bad.
Yeah. So you just break that little claw off. And it's a little tricky with these claws because they're really, really hard. But I do it, put a towel over it, just crack it with a hammer.
Everyone has a hammer.
Yeah. And if you don't, go get one anyway. Then you just take the claw out, that's all ready to go. There's meat in the leg. And we have these little forks that are seafood forks. So you just pull that meat right out. And there's some really great stuff in there. But that's how you do a claw. For the main part of the lobster.
Can I also say, and then we'll go back to this camera over here.
Yeah.
Can I also say, even for this, my mom always
Yep.
had these on hand. And their kitchen, you can buy these kitchen shears at any kitchen store, I'm sure online anywhere, Amazon, whatnot. And they are the best because you can also go in and you can cut your way.
Yeah, and I'll show that in just a minute.
And you have very similar
Yeah,
ones.
we use the same type right here. Now, all I did here was just grab this. Don't grab it by the edges of the shell because it's really sharp. But grab it and just twist it, and it comes right off. There may be some green stuff in here. You just rinse it off, or some people love the green stuff. And this is where I start to use my shears right away.
Okay.
I just cut up the bottom of the tail. There's a membrane there. Cut all the way up, and then the shell will crack. And this is when you want an apron on, by the way, 'cause
Right.
it can just splash up at you a little bit. And then if you squeeze at the bottom, the whole thing comes off like that. And then there's a piece here that kind of comes off, and it's kind of like a big shrimp where you want to clean it. So I always like to do that.
And now what?
Now, since this was already steamed, I would cut it up, and we're going to make a lobster roll here in a minute.
Okay.
And lobster roll is one of my favorite things to do. I mean, grilled lobster is great. Lobster roll's right up there. All right, so I'm gonna go in and get a piece of toast real quick. We're gonna come back and make that lobster roll.
We'll be right back. Like it.
All right, so I'm back now.
Hold on.
One of the great things about doing the lobster is you can do it ahead of time and just have lobster meat for the weekend. You don't want it more than a couple days, but we just made this yesterday, and what I did was I drizzled some brown butter on it, which also maybe isn't traditional lobster roll, but it's great. So I've got the croissant toast, I've got chilled lobster meat, and we're just going to kind of pile it up, and maybe this is more lobster toast than lobster roll, but it's fantastic.
It's lobster, it doesn't matter.
That's right. And that's all there is to it. A little salt, a little pepper, and the lobster meat with a drizzle of brown butter.
So you don't do mayonnaise?
I don't do mayonnaise. I've had it and it's fine, but I prefer the brown butter. It just gives it a nutty, fantastic flavor. And we all know
Excuse me.
we all know lobster and butter belong together, right?
Try it, Kurt.
So, all right, all you on this side, you can have a bite off that.
It's all yours. You're the chef.
That croissant toast is just amazing. Now I probably have lobster all over me.
No, you don't.
It's really, really good. We have gotten spoiled. We went to Nantucket a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and my wife discovered that she really liked Veuve Clicquot champagne.
Yeah.
Veuve Clicquot rosé with lobster, that's a really nice
You're in
meal.
heaven.
Oh man, that's good.
I love it. All right, what's next, Kurt?
Well, really, we're going to check the lobster that's on the grill. It looks like it's still going just fine. I'm going to actually look for a little char on those claws before I take them off. But if you really want to be careful about it, you want the meat to get to 145 degrees internal temperature.
Okay.
So you can take a good thermometer and check that.
Should we work, how would, want to go back to there?
Yeah, so what we can do is
While that's still cooking?
yeah, I can finish up. So this is the lobster tail that we took out of the one that I did sous vide. So to cut it for a lobster roll, I just cut the tail in half.
Yeah.
And then cut it into kind of bite-sized chunks. The one thing that I will say about lobster meat, it's very long-stranded. So it's good to cut it up, because if it's too big a piece, it's just long pieces of muscle. And then you just take that and add it in there, and then I would salt and pepper it, drizzle it with the butter, and it's ready to go. Now, if you really want to try something more traditional, I know Kroger and North Italy Market both carry the traditional New England style hot dog bun, which looks like a piece of bread folded over.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And if you butter that and toast each side of it,
Ooh.
fill up the middle with lobster, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to be traditionally the meat from a 1 pound lobster for a lobster roll. Cut it up, add a touch of Duke's mayo, salt and pepper, and even a little celery salt if you want to. Mix that up and try it. It's just fantastic.
Would you even do a little side butter for the claws right there?
You know, I've done it before. By the time I get to the claw, because there's so much butter in the other part, it's so good all by itself. But you could do some drawn butter on the side.
Okay.
It's whether you wanted to or not. But I also take the claws off, go back into the kitchen with them, smash them a couple times. They're so much easier to get out. The claws are not easy to do with the sous.
Yeah.
So I do like to use a hammer. You can use a rubber mallet. Make sure it's covered well, because there's some water and moisture in there that's going to go everywhere if we're not careful.
So what do you think, Kurt? I think we
smashed some lobsters.
I think we smashed some lobsters, and
We got these green beans going. And by the way, if you're really a griller, or if you don't do that with your tongs, you're doing something wrong. Everybody's got to click their tongs. It'll drive you nuts when other people do it, but you got to click your own.
here we go.
All right, so we're back, and we've plated up the live lobster that we grilled, and this is really about my favorite way to have lobster. We tried this the first year that we ever did it, and we didn't think that much of it. It's because I didn't let it brown over the fire first. So I've got a nice big half of a tail there. I'm just going to cut it into some pieces. It's been cooked in butter and basil, has a little salt on it, doesn't need much. I'm knocking all the green beans off. So go ahead and grab a bite and see how nicely, it's got that red from the shell. It's not overcooked.
It's sweet,
Mm-hmm.
buttery.
It's not drowned in butter. I mean, you'd think the way I had the butter on in the grill, but a lot of that goes through the shell, but it just coats everything nicely.
I gotta have another piece.
Go ahead. And the green beans are really good with it too. Good combination.
It's no wonder this is a tradition for you on Memorial Day.
Oh, it's great. I think we bought 12 or 13 lobsters this weekend.
Why
Ridiculous,
not?
but yeah.
Why not?
We just do it the whole weekend. Like my mom came down for the weekend. It's just been fun. We had a couple friends over.
Well, Kurt, cheers to you. Cheers to everyone out there. And I don't know, give us some feedback. Tell us what you think. Tell us,
Tell us what you'd like to see.
Yeah, I think maybe we should start doing more. What do you think?
I think it'd be fun. Yeah.
I think it'd be fun too.
And what, one thing that I think we can promise is what we do, somebody can do at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you've
And
done a lot of my
that's
stuff.
our goal, is to
Right.
get people, like, if you got lobster, whether it was this weekend or next weekend or whenever, try it on the grill. Try it a different way. But you always make things easy.
It's no fun if I do stuff that somebody else can't do.
I know. I agree. All right.
All right.
Cheers, everyone. What do you say we go, like, drink and eat?
That's fine.
See you later.
Bye.